of this culture. We're not the Clementine Fords. Okay, we're not people who get hundreds of thousands of readers.
Not yet.
Until we are. Okay, when that day happens, and when we can get 1 million people, watching our videos and listening to us, that's great. But right now, you've got to feed what's in the majority. Which is my clear intent. Great, and I support you, bro. I honestly support you, because what I fear is that my sons will be caught up in a society where they'll be taught to be victims, and I'll have to, as a parent and my wife, we'll have to be not only trying to teach these boys all the things that, be careful of your internet, be careful of porn, be careful of false rape allegations, be careful of, how you don't say the N-word, you won't get a job, be careful of what you put on Facebook, blah, blah, blah. But then we'll be like, hey, you're not a victim. Just because you're brown skinned and you're Egyptian,
empowering them all the time. Yep.
That victimization is disempowering them. So why would we want to achieve anything? Because I'm just a victim. Yep. Then on the other side, okay, you've got to be free to say what
everyone says. Why me, right? Everyone said that at one time of their life.
Of course we do.
And even me, I look at back, and then now it's such a defeatist way of viewing life, because why me doesn't provide you with opportunities. It takes away so many opportunities.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct.
Why God? Why me? It's like you give yourself so much importance, like this whole universe is working against you. It's just chance and determinism.
Yeah.
A lot of the time.
And people making decisions without realising who they'll affect, and they affect you. I mean, it's funny that we're talking about this. There was an incident here in New South Wales where 2 days ago, so today's Thursday, on Tuesday, so what's today? 9th of November, so on the 7th of November, there was a tragedy at a school in a Sydney suburb of Banksia, where a local mother and volunteer...
West Sydney.
Western Sydney, southwestern Sydney, where a local volunteer, who is a mother of a school, a particular public school, drove into the car park and has had some sort of an accident where she's accidentally accelerated while in the car park and actually driven into a classroom. Oh. And she's killed 2 boys, 2 8-year-old boys.
Was she drug tested?
She was drug tested. It was just a genuine, from what we can understand, it was a genuine accident. Well, she had a child in the back. There was something about her water bottles being dropped. She's probably been distracted, put her foot on the pedal. Not terrorism related. It's not drunk driving. It's not drug driving. It is a genuine tragedy. Right. I mean, a genuine tragedy for the victims. And if I'm being an honest person, for her, could have been my mum, could have been my mother,
could have been you,
could have been, exactly, to make that mistake. And 2 people have died. 2 young boys have died. Their world's shattered. I knew one of the boys who died. Okay, so his son and my son played in the same soccer team,
which makes that a little more personal.
It makes it a little more personal. But then you realise that life is fragile. And you can always look like an incident like that and ask, why me? Why them? Why him? Why her? Couldn't have been someone else? Couldn't have been the class over? Why did my kid have to sit there? Why did that kid have to sit there? And you're right. Why was my people enslaved? Why? And the answer is there is no particular reason why yours. I mean, you could give a intellectual answer. You can give an intellectual answer, which was your people were the weakest. They were available and they were weak, and they were available to be slaves.
It's just the tools.
Yeah, you were just the tool at that point, and you weren't as militarily powerful and it was useful to enslave you due to all these other circumstances. It's not personal. It's not personal. This is what I don't get. This whole thing. People think they say, you know what, man? Let's fuck up some black people, man. Do you hate black people? Yeah. Hey, let's create a structure to really fuck them up. Hey, let's invent slavery. That's really cool. Hey, that didn't happen, man. That didn't happen.
It was just convenient at the time. It was
just convenient.
Yeah.
And you know what? There's a great book by a Jewish author, and God forgive me, I forget these people's names, and they deserve to be known. She wrote a very interesting book about...
if you send me all these things, I'll reference them.
Yeah, I will. Okay. But Adolf Eichmann, who was a German, I think he was that German scientist who did all the experiments on Jews during Hitler's time. And she wrote a book called The Banality of Evil. Banality. So something that was so plain. So what she expected was, when she would interview on maintenance. She expected some devilish goon with, like vampire-like teeth and blood coming out of their eyes, and he just looked like a pathetic plain.
There's this awesome Louis Theroux quote. Do you know who?
Yeah,
he
I
is?
love Louis Theroux. Yeah,
he always says, "I'm always surprised at how normal we people are."
Oh,
you can sit down with a person that has these crazy ideas about ghosts and Bigfoot and whatever, and you maybe like 2 minutes they can get away with just normal conversation.
Absolutely, and they'll be the most plainest people you've ever met.
Yeah,
and you know what? Evil is banal. It is not demons with horns and bald men on big chairs in secret bunkers patting black cats. That's all movies and crap. That's all in our imagination. You know what I mean? Hitler, when you actually look at videos, he was a really plain bloke. Like, he was of average looks. He was a great orator. Good
communication skills.
He was a great orator.
He believed in what he was saying, like he spoke with such intent.
He loved dogs.
He loved painting.
Yeah. Really not impressive. Again, you're not talking about some guy who's, I don't know, uberhuman, ubermensch. It's nothing.
But he did stand out amongst what was available at the time.
But again, our impression of him would be something that I truly believe would not match the reality. And I think with Eichmann and in that book, Banality of Evil, her observations, the author's observations, were that it does not match, her expectations did not match reality. And again, I would suggest that that's the problem with our society. We have this expectation, this, preponderance for, searching for there's badness here and racism and bigotry and sexism. And oh my God, it's just men just hate women and trans people. Everyone just wants to kill us and everyone's thinking, oh, I'm black. Oh, they just want to hang me from tree. And no one gives a shit, man.
Yeah.
I'm not looking at you. I'm just staring past you because I'm thinking, I've got a mortgage to pay. My wife's riding my ass.
Everyone's got their own shit.
Everyone's
got their own shit. There's this awesome saying that says, if everyone stood in a circle and threw their own problems in the middle and saw everyone else's problems, they'd run and grab their shit back. Because everyone's problems is horrific.
I totally
Everyone's
agree.
got horrific
And
problems.
I'm a normal person. I sit in at night and I worry about my problems and I think...
Don't be a dweller.
You try not to be a dweller, of course, but you've also got to not ignore your problems. You know what I mean?
You've got to acknowledge.
You've got to acknowledge so you can solve them. But
okay, 2 questions before we finish.
Go.
Next 10 years, who's going to be the world superpower? Is it still going to be America, China?
I think it will still be America. I don't see anything dropping in terms of the American.
They're not going to take over no currency.
I mean, even with all the push, the thing that America has going for itself is its resilience. It is because it is still, for the most part, a capitalist system. It has an advantage that the major powers beneath it don't have. In that, capitalism builds huge flexibility.
Well, I feel that China has capitalistic what's the word? Factors about how they run it, and they take advantage of both democracy and capitalism.
Yep.
So, democracy and communism, pretty much. Yeah, so they're getting advantages from both of them.
Absolutely.
So they're suppressing their people from information. They're working their people as hard as they can.
But they still have means of production and
which
selling
is quite
goods
scary.
And services. Yeah. But that system is not flexible enough to deal with huge economic earthquakes. That's the problem that the Chinese have. So that's why when people go, oh my God, automation is going to destroy us, I'm laughing. I go, no. Automation is going to destroy the Chinese. The strength in the Chinese is this. They have lots of poor people. That's it.
How are numbers?
They have lots of poor people that will do dirty, hard jobs for a very little money. You know what will just drive the West through the second industrial revolution? Will be automation. Why would you ask a factory in China to build you a widget, all right, with all the social problems now that has? Oh, you're moving jobs to China. Oh, the Chinese are underpaid. When you can have a factory here in Australia that is run by 8 people and they're all paid good wages, and then
but isn't
50 robots.
Unemployment, that's a universal problem. Like, so
really?
If no one's working in China, no one's really working here because there's automation.
Disagree. Because the thing that everyone always forgets is that someone's got to make the robots. Someone's got to.
But we get to a state
where
the robots are just fully self-sustainable. That's if you.
I disagree. Can I tell you a story? I tell you a story? Okay. Again, broken record. I'm 38 years old, and I remember a time. But this is true. I remember a time when at school we actually had conversations. This is funny now, but it was serious then. We actually had conversations where we discussed the effect that computers would have on society. Computers. So, for anyone who's listening now, think about like if you're in front of your laptop, imagine people would look at your laptop and actually be scared of your laptop. Like they were actually having debates in high-end economic papers and, high-level debates in parliament, and it filtered all the way down to the education system. You need to know and understand how will computers negatively affect society.
I'll take you one further. They were talking about when books first came around and they thought books will stop us from thinking deeply and will prevent us from memory.
See, the thing that people don't realise is that we've already done this before. This is a broken record, man. We've already seen this scene in this movie. Computers came along.
We're a society of amnesia, though.
Yeah, but come on, man. Like, okay, you got to remember. We've been here. Computers came along. Everyone freaked out. Oh my gosh. If all the businesses have computers, they won't want to hire people. Well, that ended up being total bullshit. You know why? Because the jobs that the computers replaced created new types of employment that no one had ever thought of, which created 2 new jobs. So if you actually look at the unemployment rate in Australia, it's gone down. We've become more obsessed with electronics, with technology. We all have computers in our home, and lots of jobs that used to be done. Bro, garbage collectors used to be. I remember as a kid, garbage collection was a 3-man job. Now it's a 1-man job. Where's the unemployment rate at? Are we up at 10%? We're at historic lows.
Say car drivers or anyone that drives a taxi or some sort of transport.
There'll be another.
That's a lot of the population.
But you have to remember, I'm not a futurist. I don't pretend to be. I can't see 20 years into the future.
No one really can.
Well, there's that guy Kurzweil, friggin' that Kurzweil or whatever his name is. The Google guy Ray Kurzweil. I mean, he's pretty impressive.
But again, I think I've come up with shit.
I think
in my personal
the problem
life.
is you and I make 1,000 guesses and we get one right. I mean, this guy's making 10 guesses and he makes 9 right. But the reality is that from what the patterns we can see all the way back from industrialization, right? So going back to the late 1800s, right? When we started to really use machines, is that every time the machines made one job easier, they created new industries that needed new workers, that needed people. Then we worked out how could we make machines do those jobs.
Dude, the story behind Industrial Revolution is amazing. Like cotton in Manchester.
Yeah.
Some dude. All these machines took
and which took the job of people, but then making lots of cotton meant, you know what we can do? We can make clothes. We'll need to hire more people. And then people figured out, oh my God, we don't need all the people. Slower. We can make machines make clothes.
And
then you know what? You know what? We can sell these clothes in shops. We'll need to hire people. So every time you fired someone for a job, you ended up making a new job.
So you see more opportunities come that we just can't foresee.
Think about it. Think about this. There are jobs that exist today that not only did they not exist 20 years ago, no one could have even thought that they existed.
Well, YouTube.
All right? And I'll give you a simple thing, like all those people who work in Apple retail shops.
Yeah.
Okay? Those type of jobs were an IT export. Or a guy I hired like 3 months ago, he was an IT guy whose job it was to come out to my house to fix my computer. Okay? A job that simply didn't exist 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay? Okay.
So you're obviously not worried about automation?
Don't worry about automation, because automation will come with its own benefits. It will create its